Transforming. Next chapter, chapter 8. Transforming science and technology. That's all. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है क्लास में मॉडरेटर ही नहीं है. Transforming science and technology in India. See, you study so many things about science and technology, right? Earlier, the questions in mains used to be like, they used to directly ask the question. जैसे कि आपका ये जो you have the anti-tank guided missile, right? NAG, right? And then you have many other missiles, cruise missile, ballistic missiles, right? About the program, right? Integrated missile development program, right? So ये जो programs हैं, इसके ऊपर they used to ask direct questions. Now they have changed the tack. So you prepare so many things on science and tech and you go to the mains examination. वो question कैसा पूछेगा? So what is the problem with science and technology development in India? What are the problems? Challenges क्या है? Right? Research and development इतना नहीं हो रहा है. What are the challenges? तो ये तो बहुत ही generalistic question हो गया, right? So basically this chapter is going to help you there, right? Transforming science and technology in India. What is the need for focusing on science? What is the need for focusing on science? India has some of the most pressing developmental challenges. We have some of the most pressing developmental challenges. Right? To address these challenges, we have to lay knowledge foundations. To address these challenges, we have to lay knowledge foundations. Right? This would in fact act as a key driver. This would in fact act as a key driver of economic performance and social well-being. Right? Focus on science is important. Why? Second reason is for developing a scientific temper. It is important for developing what? Scientific temper. What is the scientific temper? What is scientific temper?
Rational analysis.
Yes. Basing your judgments on rationality and facts. Right? Basing your judgments on rationality and facts. This would trump the darker forces. This would trump the darker forces of dogma, religious obscurantism, and nativism. Nativism is something which is raising its ugly head all over the world again. Right? So what is your dogma? What is dogma?
Principles. Strict principles.
orthodox principles. Religious obscurantism. आप तो पढ़े होंगे by now the religious and reform movements. उस पे ये word आया है. I am sure you will have come across this word. Obscurantism. At some point we have heard. That is in history.
Blind faith.
It's more about, obscurantism is more about creating confusion in people. Right? Hindu newspaper. Right? Religious obscurantism. So like what? What is Hinduism? Right? Hindutva is different from Hinduism. You get confused. Right? Two are different. Obviously different. Isn't it? How are they different? They say the same things about Hindutva and Hinduism and say Hinduism is a way of life. Hindutva is a religion. Right? Then you are caught in the crossfire. क्या है? What is the difference? Difference क्या है?
One is a political ideology, other is a way.
Seriously, when you go into the principles of both these things, they both almost mean the same. Right? They say it's a way of life and they say it is about religion. When you look at the things which it seeks to achieve, there will be convergence. Right? There will be some sort of convergence. Now, and there are many practices in major religions, right? And these practices also create a lot of confusion. But if you have scientific temper, no, you don't care about these things basically, right? इसीलिए ये important है. तो economic survey ये बोल रहा है, right? तो something else is happening. You know what is happening. Going forward. It is also essential for human security. Science and technology. Emphasis on science is important for human security. For combating climate change. As also to fight the national security threats. As also to fight the national security threats. Ranging from cyberware to autonomous military systems. What are autonomous military systems?
UAVs.
Yeah, drones. Right? Right. Now, this question might appear in your, test next part, probably. Right? So if Pawan sir has gone through it completely, there will be a question on this, right? क्या है? So it says, historically India boasts of many contributions such as the first use of zero as revealed by what? As revealed by what? Which manuscript? Bakshali manuscript. Bakshali manuscript. First use of zero as revealed by Bakshali manuscript. Right? So what should India do? India should move ahead, right? Stop reveling in the past. We have created we invented plastic surgery as soon as Ganesha was born, right? And what else?
Had aircrafts.
Ravana had four types of
Four
aircraft.
types of aircrafts. Round.
Oh, aircrafts. In सबसे instead of reveling in them, yeah, they are all true, we know it. इससे आगे बढ़ना है, ये छोड़ के ना आगे बढ़ना है. I completely agree with whatever it is, right? So plastic surgery early था, I accept. Right? We have to move ahead, however. Right? आगे जाना है. We are presently the net consumer of knowledge. Right? We have to become the producers of knowledge. Right? So status of science and technology outputs. So status of science in India. Inputs कैसा है, outputs कैसा है in India in relation to science. R&D expenditure जो है has nearly doubled. R&D expenditure has nearly doubled in real terms since 2004-5. Right? However, the problem is, as a percentage of GDP, however, right? As a percentage of GDP, it is stagnant for the last 2 decades at 0.6 or 0.7% of GDP. It is much lesser as compared to most of the other nations which we ourselves try to compare with. जैसे कि US का 2.8% है, चाइना का 2.1%, इजराइल का 4.3%, कोरिया का 4.2%. Right? So compared to whom? US, China, Korea and Israel.
How much is Israel?
4.3.
How much is US?
2.1. 2.8, sorry. China is 2.1. So it's understandable that we spend less. Why? Because हमारा lower middle income country है. Right? It's understandable. But what? We have to spend more when you compare it to at least other developing countries. Right? The government is the primary source of funding. As well as the primary user of these funds. इसका मतलब क्या? Basically जो भी R&D institutions हैं सब mostly they are owned by government. तो funding वही करता है, spending भी वही करता है. However, in most of the leading countries, it's the private sector which makes major funding. Right? And amongst the government spending, now, who do you think spends more? State government or central government? Almost all the spending in R&D comes from central government. The state government is actually advised, the state governments are actually advised by the economic survey to spend more on R&D, especially in relation to what? The real issues. Right? Real issues or application oriented R&D. Application oriented R&D. What does this mean? The survey is not asking the state governments to do R&D in bullet trains, right? It is asking state governments to invest money in R&D for issues like agriculture, right? Health, ऐसे issues के, okay? Thirdly, there is a disconnect there's a disconnect between teaching and research enterprise. Right? Research enterprise. Research is concentrated in specialized research institutes under different government departments. Right? And universities are limiting mostly to teaching purposes. Right? What has this led to? Such a situation has led to universities have students but faculty nahi hai. Right? They need more faculty. Universities have students but no faculty. On the other hand, research institutes have no students. Right? This is in contrast to most of the other developed countries. वहाँ पे क्या है? There is a strong connect between university and research institutes. There is a strong connect. Research और universities के बीच में strong connect है. That link is missing in India. Strong disconnect है यहाँ पे.